Hello there, my name is Jihan. I am a 17 years old and a game dev, and today we're going to create a 2D game that I have showed you in the very first beginning of our video. So without any further ado, let's get started. And for the record, this is going to be a very beginner's video. A man with knowledge of English can create a game after watching this video. So without any further ado, let's get started. And once again, when it comes to game creation can be done with many kind of engines. Of them all, Unity is the greatest, I think. Maybe not the greatest, but one of the greatest. Alright, so we are going to create a game using Unity and C#. Well, what's C#? C# is just a scripting language that comes with Unity's controlling setup or whatever. And once again, Unity is just an engine that handles physics types and many components which can be controlled via visual scripting and C#. Now, what's visual scripting? We're going to get that later on. Now, first off, let's download Unity, since we just know English, nothing else. Now, get into unity3d.com/getunity-download/archived. Link will be down below. From here, you can download the latest version of Unity 2019.x. Just going on download Win 64-bit if you have a 64-bit PC, Mac if you have Mac, and Unity Hub. How to do it? Unity Hub, I don't really know. Once again, I use Unity 5.x as I have a 32-bit computer. Now, once again, whatever you do, whatever version you download, make sure to download the Unity standard assets with you. Now, if you're using Unity 5.x version, just click on download Win. Just use this drop down menu and select your standard assets. Now, if you are to download this 2019 version of Unity, when you're downloading Unity editor, just make sure to download the, let's say, standard assets with it. And if you don't have Visual Studio installed on your PC, just download Visual Studio. Just Google it and download it, obvious. And I think we are ready. Since we have downloaded Unity, we have downloaded standard assets packages of Unity, and let's create a new project. Now, once you have installed Unity, well, installation process of Unity is so easy. It just asks something, answer them, and you will be welcomed with this page. Now, over here, you are greeted with this welcome video. This is a very nice, inspiring video. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. I've watched it many times, so I'm not going to watch it now. You can play around with this. You'll find many awesome stuff over here, which I'm not going to go now. I'm going to hit on project panel. Now, creating a new project in Unity is as simple as creating a new text document. Just hit new. Select where you want to be. You want to get this thing by clicking over here, and you can either select if you want it to be 2D or 3D. We are creating a 3D game, so make sure we are creating a 2D game, so make sure it is clicked 2D over here. Now, just give it a random name. I am not going to give it a name and hit create project, because I already have created, as you can see over here, 2D game version 2.1. I'm going to just open it. Now, once again, if you don't know how to open a project that already you have, just browse, just click on the open thingy and browse your project. Then you'll find the select folder option. Just select that. Why am I telling you that? This whole project will be available in the download links below. Now, you can see that the assets that I have provided you have some more features than only these three. It have nearly this many folders, and I have only this. It's because I am going to create something from backups. I mean, what I'm meaning by backups means I'm going to create some assets myself, and once again, I'm going to give you this superb awesome 2D to the graphics pack free. Now let's get cracking, right? So first off, I'm going to get rid of some stuff from here, like this hero character. This hero character's sprites have some problems. I'm going to delete it. Now let's create our very own character controller, shall we? Now first off, I'm gonna hit I'm gonna right click on my hierarchy. As you can see, the name hierarchy, and then I'm going to say 2D object and then sprite, and over here on the inspectors panel, sprite render, click on this little small icon, then select a sprite. Now I'm going to come down below and I'm going to select the knob. If you can see the sprite, just go on scene, go on 3D mode, press on your sprite. Now make sure now you may see that there's a white box named main camera. This white box is like a camera. Whatever we see will be through this camera. Now let's select our new sprite. Now our new sprite is in and on z-axis our new sprite is on -10, and in main camera the z-axis is -10 as well. So that's the reason why we are not able to see this. Now if I put 0 over here, we will be able to see it. Now still we are unable to see it because of the background over here. So let's make it visual, shall we? I'm going to select my new sprite from over here, order in layer. Select the order in layer 0 and give it a value of 8. Now if I go in game mode, or game mode, you may be able to see a little object over there, and that is the sprite that we have created. I'm going to position it. I'm going to create a character through this. I'm going to make it kind of bigger, a lot of bigger maybe. I'm going to edit this through the 3D mode is because I have some problem with scrolling, and once again, if you want to zoom in or zoom out in Unity, just use the scroll wheel, grab in the scroll button to do something like that, and we're going to use these things shortly. And if this is your first project, don't worry, I got your back, I got your everything up. I'm going to lead you to the right position. I'm going to select this, and once again 2D 3D. Now how am I doing it? I'm just holding right click and pressing AWDS on 3D aspect ratio or 3D mode. Now I'm going to select this scale tool. I can do with this as well, but I'm not going to select this, or let's select that and make it bigger. Awesome, right? Now over here we're gonna create our let's say drag and drop our any animation or our model that will be our character. Now just simply go into animation folder, and then from here find the idle1.fbx. Now drag and drop this into the new sprite that we already have created. Now for the record, this can make your model very big. As you can see over here, our Akai is very big. Now this Akai and these models, this animation are from Mixamo.com. I'll put another video on Mixamo.com lately. Now let's just change the scale of it by clicking by reducing scale on X, Z, Y and Z by 0.1, and as you can see the character has came into position. Now I'm going to scale her on y-axis, and you may not be able to see his color because there is no directional light on the scene. So let's give it a directional light. Right click on your hierarchy, lights and directional light. You may be able to see her a little bit now. If we tweak the value of directional light, she will be more visual. Let's tweak the value of directional light a little bit, shall we? Alright, I'm happy with that. Akai is kind of a dark archer, so this is okay with her. Now I'm going to add some stops on that. Now first off, I want to rotate Akai on y-axis 9 by 19 degree. It will give us a platformer look. That's what we want. Now I am actually not satisfied with the directional light it is giving us. I'm going to change the directional light rotation to make it more perfect. How's that now? I have no idea how is that. Let's get rid of our sprite render and see. It's not that much good. I'm going to get rid of our new sprite. I'm going to create another. Sorry, I'm not going to. Let's be happy with this. Don't worry. The let's say the complete project that I'll give you will be very nicer than this character. We just let's just kind of go around with this character for now. Now I'm going to go on 3D mode. This is a 3D mode. I'm going to select this, and yep, I need to scale the character a little bit. She is looking so funny, too funny to be honest. Select the Akai, hit the over here. I'm going to select this tool. Now this is something more nicer. Now if this is making if this gizmos is making problem, just click on this gizmos and uncheck the select outline, and it looks much nicer. Now on this new sprite, we're gonna give a box collider 2D. Box collider 2D is nothing but a 2D component which will allow us to let's say which will allow us to not to fall with the for the gravity that we are going to give her now. And now what's gravity? Gravity on immunity is nothing but rigid body. Now we're with immunity, so rigid body, we're going to give it rigid body 2D, and once again you can see the physics 2D from here as well, so that you can choose other stuffs as well. Now once we have this, let's make our character alive, shall we? Now for the record, I have told you to download and install standard assets for Unity, and that's why we needed it. Now I'm going to right click on my project panel, import package and 2D. When you have done imported your standard assets 2D thingies, just hit on standard assets and then 2D, and then sorry, some slight errors, it doesn't matter. Just go on standard assets 2D, let's say prefabs, and select this character robot boy and drag and drop this onto over here. Now press on W or select this thingy over here and put this right like this. Now over here, ordinary, just like a new sprite over here, it says ordinary layer 2. Give it the value of 8, and it is up like that. Now let's scale that robot boy so that it looks as much bigger as our Akai character controller. Select the scale tool and make it bigger. I think this is enough bigger. Now I'm going to select my robot boy, and and on my robot boy I'm going to give it my new sprite. Now if I hit this character robot boy thingy, and on perspective panel, if I uncheck the sprite renderer, sorry, I'm not going to uncheck the sprite renderer, I'm going to uncheck this new sprite and hit play. You'll be able to see that this character is a complete nice character with which you can play around. But this looks nothing like the game that I showed you in the very first of my video. So I'm going to edit this character and stuffs. Now I'm going to make this new sprite appear, and I'm going to rename this to Akai. Now I'm going to select my character RoboBoy. Now from here I'm going to get rid of animator and sprite renderer just via clicking on it. Now I'm going to make our Akai a little more visual, just dragging him to to more closer to our character RoboBoy's invisible version. Now if I hit play now, as we have parented our new sprite or Akai over there, he will move as well. She will actually. Now there is something wrong. What's wrong? I'm going to figure out. No problemos, amigos. This is the fun of creating game. You get to solve your problems more nicer than anything. Now I know what's the problem. I'm going to select this Akai over here. It have a rigid body on it. We are moving the character RoboBoy's rigid body, but we're not moving the character Akai's rigid body. So I'm going to get rid of this rigid body and going to hit play. And as you can see, we can move our Akai, but there's no animation that but the video that I showed you have animations on it. So let's create animation, shall we? Just clean the console. Now from here we're going to we're going to grab in some animations. Go in your animation folder. Over here you will have some models over here. These models are from Maximo.com, as I have told you. Now from here click on this little arrow icon. There will find something called the idle. Just copy that. Now this idle, just select the idle, and over here on Spectre just click on the loop time running as you may need to copy that. No, you'll never need to copy that. Running, set to loop time, and lastly the jumping one. Where is the jump? I go jumping. Now over here, Control D. The jumping one, we don't need to make it loop. It's okay. We don't need to play it again and again and again. Now over here we're going to create our character controller. I have kind of the Akai animation controller over here, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to delete this thingy. I'm going to teach you how to do that, to do this thing from scratch. Now over here, right click, create, and then animation controller. Where it is? There you are, animation controller. I'm going to call it Akai controller as the previous name was. Now from here you'll find an entry state and an NA state. Now what that means you'll understand right now. Now from here just drag and drop the idle one, and as you can see it's kind of orangey. Now this orangey means this is the idle mode. What's the idle mode? Idle mode is nothing but the animation which will play when you first hit the play mode. And let's drag and drop the jumping one. Let's drag and drop the running one. Now from here I'm going to select this running one, and I'm going to make transition between them. Select the idle, right click on the idle one, select make transition, give it a transition called run. Just click on this, this will make this transition. Now click on over here, make transition back to idle. Now over here this transition can be triggered with only let's say values or stuffs. Now parameters or stuffs. Now let's create some parameters. Now by default you will be on the layers tab. Just hit on parameters over here, and you will be displayed something like this. Now just click on this small little plus icon and select, let's select a boolean. boolean is something which can be settled, which can be inactivated and activated. Now I'm going to call it is running. It's a very famous boolean. Now I'm going to say idle I'm going to go on idle to running if only running is set to true, and just clicking on this plus icon, your condition will appear over here. Now we're going to tweak the animations, has exit time and stops. Now if I get rid of this has exit time and I get rid of this fixed duration and give it a value of 0, this transition will be very fast, and that's what we want. Same with over here, but I want running to idle if my is running thingy is equal to false. And I think I have done a little mistake. Alright, now we will have to remember this thing, else things will be hard for us. Just remember this name is running. Okay, now if I get my scene, go on my scene view, drag the animator over here and hit play, and if I click on this is running, my player should be running. Well, it is not running. Why? Let's figure out, shall we? Okay, I know what's the problem. Okay, just select your archive over here, and then over here you'll see an animator over here, and over here it says non-runtime animator controller. We have to give it the animator controller that we just have created. Just go on animator controller, select our archive, and drag and drop our animator controller just right over here. Now let's hit play, drag our animator just right over here, and hit this. As you can see, our archive is running like shit. Okay, now I'm going to drag this back right over here. Now let's create the jumping statement working as well. Just hit another plus icon, and I'm going to call it trigger. Okay, trigger. Now I'm going to call it jump. Okay, now I'm going to go now jumping is something which can be called from any state. Jumping can be done or if I am running, or even if I am idling. Okay, so we're going to make transition to jumping, and we're going to make transition, and we're going to transition back to running, and transition back to our idle as well. Now I'm going to make this thing just right over here so that you can see the transitions between this. Now over here, now jumping will only be caused if my jump is triggered. Now I'm going to select this plus icon from true, just click on this drop down and select the jump, and yep, we're going to make this has exit time values lower, to make our animation more smooth. And don't worry, this playing with these values is kind of sticky. The complete project that I will give you will be more nicer than this one, as I have fixed duration of time over here, as I think I have kind of taken 15-30 minutes of your life. Okay, now just select on this jumping one, and same thing, has exit time, no duration, and 0. Now click on this plus icon just like that, and I want to come back into idle if my is running is equals to false, and I want to come back into running if my is running is equals to true, just by clicking on this true thingy. Now if I dock my animator over here for the very last time and hit let's say play, and if I click on my jump, well, you may be able to see that because there is no has exit time on our animation control, that the jump animation is being played very first, and that's why we are not even able to say that, and we're going to fix that just right now. Game creation is only about this. Now I'm going to select my this one, and over here I'm going to give it some exit time, and over here the value 0.75 will be the it will be like it will play the 75% of my animation. I don't want to play 75% of my animation, I just want to play 5% of my animation, and I'm going to hit play. I'm going to drag and draw off my animator over here. I'm going to hit jump. It's taking too much time. to make the jump, to be honest. And let's try to figure that out, shall we? Now, if jumping is called, it should go into the jump instead of going into the idle one. Instead of staying on idle, right? Why it is not going? Because the has exit time obvious. Let, let's do some tweaking over here. I'm going to make transition duration to 3, and let's see what it does, if it fixes our problem. Let's drag him over here this time. There you are. It's jumping. Well, the jumping is pretty bad now. For now, don't worry. Just tweak those values, and your jumping will be much perfect than this. Now it's time to do some hard code scripting to make this thing visual with scripts and with the AWDS thingy that I showed you with the RoboBoy character. And yes, you can control the RoboBoy character by pressing AWDS and the space bar. And now I'm going to make this jumping animation a little bit faster. For now it's 2 over here. I'm going to give it the its speed is 1. I'm going to give it the value of 2 right now. Now let's create our very first script, shall we? Go over here and create C# script. I'm going to call it enemy controller. And once again, if you don't understand or don't want to code in this following this video, just click on the link in the description and download the assets that I have provided you with. And I think I'm not going to do that much coding as well. I'm just going to copy paste things, or no, let's do a little bit scripting. I have killed you time. Let's kill a little bit of your time. A little. It's loaded up nice and easy. Now over here, I'm going to make the font size a little bit bigger to make it more visual, to make it more seeable. Now over here, I'm going to get rid of these comments. Now over here, I'm going to wipe out the void start and the void update as well. I want to start from scratch. Now over here, I'm going to create a public object. Now public object is something which can be assigned by human hand. Now I'm going to call it public animator, and I'm going to call it animator. Now from over here, we're going to create another public void thingy. Now public void is nothing but another function which we can be let's say control through the C# code that we are creating. Now over here, I'm going to call it void update. Now void update is something which can be called power frame. Now what power frame means? Power frame means something which can be called 24 times per second. Now over here on void update, we're going to write some code which will allow our character to animate just like I taught you minutes ago. And for over here, I'm going to type in some values which will help you to animate your character. Like I'm going to say, if just do this brackies, it's nothing important. Input dot get key down. Now over here, type in key code and the key that you want. In my case, I want the A key, and I'm going to copy this value, copy this not value but the string, and I'm going to give it something like that. Control V. Over here, I'll put D. Now over here, I'm going to write some script, and make sure there is a thing over here. And once again, you're creating scripts on C# is kind of capitalization and stuff should be right when you are creating scripts on C#. And I'm going to say, if I have pressed this keycode.I and keycode.D, set a trigger that I have created. I'm going to call it set bool anim dot set bool the running 1 is running and it's equals to true. Yep, it takes two um let's say two stuffs as whatever. Now I'm going to create another if else statement to make this thing work nice and easy. Now I think I have some errors over here. Alright, my void object doesn't have any ends. Does that? No. Oh, it has. Well, whatever. Now let's create another if statement. If input dot, instead of get key down, we're going to get we're going to say get key. Sorry, it should be get key down over here and get key over here. Now over here again I'm going to input dot get key. Sorry sorry, over here I'll say key code dot space. You can skip this part of the video if you don't like it, like scripting. Well, over here I'll say if this is pressed, set the trigger for jump. I'll say anim dot set, and that is a trigger. And then over here on under quotation marks say jump. Alright, now let's create an else statement over here to make it more smooth, shall we? Now I'll say if is running if those are pressed, is running is equal to true, and if those are not pressed, is running is equal to false. Easy, right? So easy. Now I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to give Unity time to load. Just look at the very right corner of Unity. It's thinking about our script. It's thinking and thinking. And once we're done, just click on the play icon. Now we are unable to do this because we haven't assigned the script to our Akai. Now select our Akai or select any game object, the character, any part of our character Rubber Boy. Now you may think we have created this with this simple line of code. Don't kid. Yeah, we are using a much difficult script than we think we are using. It's a very hard thing. It is just does the animation thing, and there's some more scripts which does other stuffs. Now I'm going to give it my animation controller. Now over here I'm going to give it this Akai sprite idle 1. It's have an animator on here, and just double checking it have the Akai controller. Hope you can see it. Now as you can see, our player is moving nice and smooth. Animation is not perfect, but it's working, right? So that's what we want. Now we have everything ready. Our player is working, but there's something missing, and the thing was the music. The music was kind of blowing ourselves up, and we need the music. And how to add the music? Just select our main camera, and over here add a component called audio source. This one over here, we have to give it an audio clip. Just go on our audio file, select our main camera, give it the forest audio clip. Now if we hit play, it enjoy the sound, enjoy the game you have created. And once again, why those animations were not working, I was using the arrow keys instead of AWDS and the space button. Well, everything is working, so yep, like and subscribe into my channel, and I'm going to see you in my very next video, which is going to come soon, and which is going to be about how I got this Akai. Sure, you may know how I got this. as I have told the word maximum like 3 times. Anyway, but I'm going to go in depth on the other video. So this is the end. I'm going to see you in my very next video, and I may have taken a very long period of time from your life, but trust me, this course that you have learned many steps if you are just new to the game development thingy. Now, bye guys.